Can you get too much of a good thing? Hi, it's Nancy Beauvair here with Gabby and NEXsteps, and I wanted to talk about the role of nutrition. Well, there's no question that proper nutrition is vital to our health and well-being. Making sure that we get enough of the nutrients and the vitamins, minerals, ensures that our bodies are functioning properly. We need those essential nutrients to fuel our body, to make our cells function properly, to keep everything working in harmony, our heartbeat regular, our elimination of toxins, our immune systems. All of these factors that guide our health and well-being are based primarily on our nutrition and our diet, and how our diet is influencing our health and well-being. Most of our nutrients, most of our minerals used to be able to be obtained strictly through our diet alone. But along came the factory farm after the war, and while that ensures that there's enough food for the population, the use of chemicals, fertilizers, all of those kinds of things have impacted the quality of the food. A lot of it is coming from the ground itself. Our minerals used to get into our plants through the minerals that were in the ground. Now they're substituted through various chemicals and fertilizers. And while it's better than not having anything, it's certainly not the best. And it's not as wholesome as it was 80 or 100 years ago. But this is the age that we live in, so we are dealing with the cards that we're dealt with in this day and age. What that means is that often, even when we follow a good balanced diet, we can be lacking in some minerals or in some vitamins. So what we do is there's a whole multi-billion-dollar industry on supplements. But what supplements do you need, and how many do you need? And are you getting too many? Are you just buying into the latest promotion that is out there that is gathering your attention? There's also a big push on a lot of natural remedies. And believe me, I'm all for natural remedies. But you have to be cautious about some of those natural herbs because they can have some interaction with medications that you may be on, or you may just have an intolerance to some of them. So you have to be very, very cautious with what you are bringing in from outside. Now, what happens if you do get too much of something? If, for instance, you get too much iron into your system, that can create a number of health issues. The same with calcium. We always worry. The big story out there is about osteoporosis as we age and the risk factors that we have for osteoporosis. And while that's true, if you get too much calcium, you can get kidney stones, you can get gallstones. It can interfere with different functions within your body. Now, interestingly enough, my previous doctor, I had no idea that this site existed. So just so you know, it's called osteoporosis.ca. And you can go on there, and they actually have a calculator on there so that you can calculate the average amount of calcium that you're getting based on your diet. Because men and women 50 years of age and over are supposed to get 1,200 micrograms of calcium per day. But just to take a supplement of 1,200 micrograms, you might be getting too much calcium. I never even thought about that. I knew that I was getting some calcium in my diet, but I didn't realize that there was a tool. So you can go out there and you can calculate how much you're getting on an average day based on your average diet, and then you supplement accordingly. So where I was maybe taking 1,500 units of calcium to make up for what you lose taking it in capsule form, I found out that I really only have to augment by 500 or 600 units per day. So that might be an interesting tool for you to jump on and take a look at. Now, what are some of the other risk factors? It'll come as no surprise to all of you out there who are watching or listening to this that over the course of the last several years, there have become more and more people who are embracing a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. And there's tons of evidence that shows that a plant-based diet has a lot of benefits. I personally still prefer a little bit of animal protein, but I have been altering my diet so that it's not meat-based. It is more plant-based. And one of the issues that can come up with a plant-based diet is you could end up with, for instance, a B12 deficiency, because B12 is readily found in meat products, meat proteins, but not so much unless it is an added benefit in a lot of vegetarian options. There are certainly some other foods other than meat proteins that have B12, but you have to really watch that scale. One other point that I'd like to make is, as I alluded to earlier, there can be issues that come up if you're taking other prescription medications and you're taking any alternative therapies or any natural herbs or supplements or any vitamins and minerals. My caution to you is be aware that there are risks if you just randomly do this without doing your research, or my preference would be that you speak to your medical professional to make sure that there aren't going to be any kind of risk factors if you bring in a specific vitamin, a specific mineral supplement, or an herbal remedy for anything. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean if you don't have a doctor, a pharmacist is a great person to talk to as well. Just make sure that you know what you're doing and that you're not making things worse instead of better. So that's a little bit of food for thought for you. Hop on over to my blog post on my website, and you'll be able to find a link to the website for the calcium calculator. And I look forward to sharing more with you next time. Bye for now.